I am co-owner, coach, and Chief Joy Officer at Tradewinds Health and Fitness. And today I'm going to share a little bit about my journey that got me to where I am today. Well, I probably started back in 2011, initially with running and yoga, and then in about 2012, 2013, I started doing some strength and conditioning work, and then I got into more of like the group fitness model in 2015, 2013, 2014, I don't know, all the years blend together, but it's probably been close to 10 years. So I started this fitness journey because during undergrad of college, I put on a bunch of weight and I felt very insecure and I kind of lost my own sense of being. So I wanted to find myself again. So I found fitness and that allowed me to lose a lot of weight and to finally feel like myself in my own skin again. There was a point in my life when I remember seeing photos of myself and not recognizing myself. I was probably 60 pounds overweight. You know, my friends, my family, they would make comments here and there, but really it was like seeing the photos and I was sick and tired of it. Like I wanted to recognize myself again. So there were several struggles that I faced when I first started on my fitness journey. I think I just wasn't educated very well on like the proper way to do it. I was running a lot, but I wasn't eating well. My diet and nutrition were really off. So I did lose a bunch of weight. But it ended up being like hard to maintain losing that weight, and I didn't feel like strong. I had low energy and I didn't feel like I could do very much even though I was running a lot. So I had transitions throughout my fitness journey, mainly because I was just trying to find balance on what worked well for me and something that could stick. So, you know, running was great, but it just didn't feel like enough. It felt like it was kind of one-sided. And like I had mentioned, it kind of also didn't really make me feel like strong and full of energy. So I tried yoga, and yoga ended up filling a part of the fitness balance that I needed more, and not so much the like feeling stronger, but it helps me with my mental health. So the next step was like, how do I get stronger? So when I found like high intensity, when I found CrossFit, it allowed me to balance out both the running with like the mindset work that I was doing in yoga. And the next step was needing to dial in my nutrition. So for my nutrition, when I was running, I was not really concerned about what I was eating. And I had lost a bunch of weight and I was burning a lot of calories. So I was kind of just like eating like crap. I didn't have a consistent eating routine. Breakfast was usually like probably the only consistent meal that I ate. And then like dinner would be like usually like going out. So it would be like drinks and appetizers and whatever. So I wasn't eating enough, and I wasn't eating enough of the right things. So as I decided to start to dial in my nutrition and focus on it, I started focusing on foods that made me feel full. So thinking about like balancing out my macronutrients, so getting enough protein, getting enough carbohydrates, and balancing that out with enough fat as well. Finding a proper balance in my nutrition has been great because I have more energy, so I can push harder in my workouts, but I also have more energy throughout the day. And because I've been doing it for so long now, I don't really have to think too much about my nutrition. I kind of have a sense for how much I should be eating, what sorts of food I should be eating, and the different times throughout the day. But it's also important to be mindful about your eating and not just stick to a rigid schedule, but to kind of eat when you're hungry and listen to your body when it gets full and fuel your body when it's thirsty. So it's about listening to your body too now. I have come far on my journey, but I'm not quite where I want to be. And I think that's just because as we get better as human beings, we always look for how we can improve next. And not just improving in like a physical sense or like losing a certain amount of weight or being able to lift a certain amount of weight or whatever those like specific goals are. Sometimes it's just trying to be a better person. Like how can I use where I'm at now in my life and the benefits I've taken from my journey and help other people, or just become a better person in general. For me, part of the journey to become not just a gym owner, but a fitness coach has a lot to do with my own experience. I wanted to take the things that I was successful in and share that with other people. I wanted other people who had gone through similar things or were going through things that I went through to see me as a person that like, as an example of like what you can accomplish, and for them to know that it doesn't matter where you start. Like if you are willing to put in the time and you're with the right people who want to help you, that anybody can achieve their goals. And I also got into it because my husband. So in a nutshell, the journey from going from not being happy to owning a health and wellness facility it's a long journey, but at the heart of it, I never felt like I really was passionate about what I was doing. I went to school for business. I thought I wanted a 9-to-5 job. I wanted job security. I wanted structure. I wanted a routine. I wanted a steady paycheck, but it wasn't fulfilling. And it took finding fitness to realize finding fitness and also achieving some remarkable personal goals for me to realize that like what I'm really passionate about is helping other people feel good about themselves too. Just like the way fitness and nutrition helped me feel better about myself, I wanted to take those same lessons and those experiences that I had and share those with other people and hope that that inspires them to overcome any excuse, any obstacle, any self-limiting beliefs so that they can go and tackle those goals too. My one piece of advice for somebody who might be apprehensive about getting started on a new journey like this would probably be to just try. Honestly, no matter what you do in life, no matter what change comes your way, it's always going to be hard and scary and awkward and uncomfortable at first. Nothing new is ever easy, and it never is like super, like, it's not comfortable to do at first. But once you make that first initial step, it's literally like creates this domino effect where everything else starts to fall in place. And when you take one small step forward in one area of your life, you're going to see how that affects all the other areas of your life in a positive way. So one piece of advice, just take that first step. Just try it. It doesn't have to be something grand. It could start with just a conversation. Any other advice? I would say have fun in your journey. Fitness and wellness should not be another job. It shouldn't be something that stresses you out. It should be something that brings you joy and makes you feel fulfilled and makes you feel confident and empowered and happy. And if you find something that you can do that you do enjoy, it radiates out to the rest of the people in your life. So really just try to find something that brings you joy and you enjoy. Thank you so much for having me and asking these wonderful questions. I really hope that anything, even a little bit of what I spoke today, speaks to someone and helps inspire them to take that chance and really give it a shot to chase after their dreams.